I think that it is very important that we offer some context to the work that we are trying to do here today. Because the public may not know this, but I think Senator Limmer and members of both caucuses actually know this. The Posse Caucus, which are the people of color and indigenous members of the House and the Senate, work for a number of days putting together a package of reforms. And that package was given a long hearing in the House where we heard testimony from experts in the community. That bill was not given a hearing in the Minnesota Senate. So members of this body and members of the public did not have an opportunity to provide that input to the Minnesota Senate. So the public is confused as to why the Senate did not even give us an opportunity to hear that bill, to hear that language, and to give experts in the community the opportunity to tell us what they think about that bill. That opportunity was not afforded to us. Because of that, we are offering amendments to bills that come from members of the majority caucus today. Many of us were not included in those conversations. As a matter of fact, I do not believe that any members of the Posse Caucus were ever invited to have a conversation, formal or informal, about the bills proposed by the majority today. We were just given that language, and we're being asked to support you. Members, what you need to know is that there have been many African American representatives and senators who have worked on these issues for decades. They have worked on these issues because this is personal to them. And I think you have heard the testimonies of our African American senators, African American representatives, who have talked about their experiences with law enforcement and how they fear that their children are not going to have these positive experiences, how their children are in fear after they watch this video that the entire country and the world watched just a few days ago. We need to change this, and you know that. But today, we're being asked to vote on several bills that are really not significant policy changes. And it is hard for me to really accept that some of the significant changes that the Posse Caucus put together for all of us are not adequate. I cannot, in good conscience today, understand why. Why is that you are not giving us an opportunity to have those hearings and to take a vote? You must do that. And finally, before I offer my amendment, I have to tell you this. In our caucus, we put a committee that includes all the people of color in our caucus and attorneys that combined have about 50 years of experience in dealing with policy. Senator Franzen, who is an attorney, is part of our committee. Senator Champion, who is an attorney, is part of our committee. Senator Latz, who is the leading Democrat in judiciary, is an attorney. So please do not tell me that these amendments are not germane. Please don't. Because we have people who actually have experience from a legal perspective as well as process. And so we know that these amendments that we're offering today are actually germane. Please don't use the process that way to insult our ability and capacity to manage this process.